I'm Barry Funkhauser, and this is the Barry Funkhauser Show. Well, it's another special day here on the program. Why, Joe? Why, Joe, is it a special day? Joe's here, too. Why is it special?
You're making me unmute here. Oh, it's because we have a guest. We're not even going to do the news today. We're throwing the news out the window because we have someone way more important to talk about.
Yeah, please welcome to the program Paul Hoffman from the band Greensky Bluegrass. Welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
Now, this is very exciting because this is the first bluegrass band that I've ever talked to, I think. Besides, there was one that was like a fusion hip-hop bluegrass band. They were really good, but...
A name for us?
I can't remember.
Oh, then why did you bring it up?
Well, because they're few and far in between when you can find really good bluegrass. And you guys have been doing it for 2 full decks, 20 years, right?
Yeah, 23 even, I think. So
now, how do you keep band members together? Do you keep original members, or how does that work?
We have all original members. There were 3 of us that started the band in the fall of 2000. And then we added a bass player a couple years later. And then a couple years later, we gained our dobro player. So, the newest member there, Anders, our dobro player, joined in 2007, I think, fall of 2007. So, but we haven't lost anyone.
People know what a dobro is? I don't. I actually just had to look it up, and I've been in music for 30 years. So, dude, a dobro. What is a dobro?
It's a resophonic guitar. Dobro is kind of a brand. I think it's like Kleenex and tissues.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's played horizontal, like you tip it on its side and you play it with a slide. It's like he calls it drop steel. That's what he likes to call it.
Nice. Okay.
So technically, I don't know what the correct name. I think it's just a resophonic guitar. But the strings are like an inch off the fret, so it's not a fretted instrument, and you play it with picks.
Dang.
He plays with 3 finger picks and slides.
Oh yeah, I'm watching someone play right now. Oh, that's so cool.
Hey, so did you realize in 2007, man, we're missing one instrument? How did you find a dobro show up?
Well, we met him. He was playing with another group, a songwriter named Benny Galloway, in a group called the Wayward Sons. And we played some shows with them. We liked him. We became friends. And then Benny decided he didn't really want to do that gig anymore. So Anders started looking for a new home for himself, and he requested to join our band. And we like him. We liked him. We still do.
Did you have to pay the Wayward Sons like a trade fee or something like that? Did you have to buy him out with a couple cases of beer?
I think we've probably given Benny a couple cases of beer since, but no, it was not a light decision, but his instrument brings a really cool thing to our band because none of the other instruments really have sustain like he does. Often a bluegrass band will have a fiddle, a violin, with sustain. For us, it's the dobro. So,
dude,
well, it does set you apart with that different sound.
Yeah, for sure. Now, okay, so I like to imagine where bluegrass is mostly popular. Probably the South, right? I don't know. Where are you guys from?
I think that bluegrass, I don't know. Maybe we had an idea that Asheville, when we were a young band, was where we should go. We were going to move there, actually. But, I think bluegrass sort of originates in Appalachia a bit, but it's popular everywhere. I live in Denver, and I would argue that maybe Denver is a really, really big hub for bluegrass, or we get lumped in a lot of categories here: jam band, jamgrass.
Mm-hmm.
We're more than a bluegrass band in a lot of ways, or we're more than a traditional bluegrass band. Our instrumentation is very bluegrass. We have an upright bass, acoustic guitar, mandolin, banjo, and dobro, all acoustic instruments, very much plugged in electric. We use effects. We play really psychedelic music. Some of our songs are 15 minutes long. We improvise nightly. We play a different set every night. So I think we adhere more closely to what might be categorized as jam band rules and mottos, like Fish or something. we play songs that are very bluegrassy, but we play many songs that are not bluegrassy. What we do it on bluegrass instruments. So we exist in a place that is probably most accurately described as fusion.
Yes.
Or accurately described as awesome. Why pigeonhole yourself? You don't need to play a bluegrass band. You're just an awesome band.
We are green sky, which is the opposite of bluegrass. Green sky bluegrass.
Hey, that's the best. You know, it dawned. I was going to ask you that question, and I was like, "There's probably an obvious answer." And there it is. Okay, Paul Hoffman. So go ahead. What were you going to say?
I think I was just saying that the name of the band, it says it all, right? We are bluegrass, and we are also the opposite of it.
So Paul Hoffman, there's so many different genres of music out there. And you were a young Paul sitting there with instruments thinking, what kind of song should I play? Of all genres, you went into bluegrass. Now tell us that journey for you. Where did that begin?
It was really quite an accident. It's funny when you look back at your life and think about how you made this one choice that changed everything. You know, I started playing guitar when I was about 12. I played violin before that. A buddy of mine bought a guitar and I was like, that's cool. So I got one too. And I grew up doing a lot of musical theater and stuff like that. So I've always been a singer and a performer. I think performance is really the thing for me. I like to sing and I like to play music, write music also, but performing is what feeds me. Maybe I just like to be the center of attention, but that's a big part of it, I suppose. So in my guitar playing in high school and stuff, I started writing songs and, you know, I had like the fake book to play all the Beatles songs and I was learning all these like 60s and 70s songs because I was archiving my parents' record collection on the cassettes for them and stuff like that. And I got real into Phish in high school. Phish is what did it for me. I listened to the Grateful Dead and I became that young teenage hippie wearing tie-dye and I like the Grateful Dead and Jefferson Airplane and Bob Dylan and all that stuff, you know. And then I found Phish.
You smelled like my favorite incense stick.
Knock Champa, you know it, bro. Yeah, because I would go buy Phish and Grateful Dead t-shirts from this head shop in Grand Rapids called Shakedown Street, and you get out of there and your clothes smell like Knock Champa, and I wouldn't want to wash them. But I found Phish, and that became my band. I started seeing a lot of Phish, and when I graduated from high school, I had one of those traditional parties where your parents invite all their friends over and they give you a bunch of money. And in high school,
wait. I think I missed out.
Yeah.
Wait, when people graduate high school, you have a big party and all your parents' friends come over and they give you money.
Hell yeah,
that didn't happen for me. So I think a lot of my parents' friends owe me a lot of money.
Yeah, you should go back and audit that.
I mean,
you deserve
half of
you
them are probably
that.
dead. So.
I don't know how much money it really was. But in high school, I was recording music myself. I had a 4-track, like a cassette 4-track, and I made a record, sold it at high school and stuff. I only let people hear it if I know them really, really well now, because it's kind of embarrassing. I mean, I'm still proud of myself. I engineered and recorded and designed the packaging and got it all pressed and sold it myself and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Come on.
In this day and age, I would have put it on a digital service provider and it would be there for everyone to see. So I guess I'm grateful that didn't exist then. To abbreviate this story and get to the twist of fate, after I graduated, I was going to buy this digital recording console with the money from graduating, my graduation presents. And I decided to go see 6 Phish shows in a row. And at the end of that encounter, I no longer had enough money to buy the console. So I had gone to a festival, Hookahville in Ohio. Because I grew up in Michigan. And like Rat Dog was there and David Grisman. I saw David Grisman play and I was barely familiar with bluegrass at all. I had listened to Shady Grove, Grisman Garcia stuff. And I saw Grisman and the Grisman Quintet, it's jazzy, it's Latin. He's a badass. It's cool. It's not bluegrass. So I was like, man, I'm going to buy a mandolin. So I bought this $200 mandolin and then moved to college in Kalamazoo And within weeks, I went to this open mic, and there were my two now bandmates, Bont, our banjo player, and Dave, our guitar player, playing open mic. And I, being the outgoing 18-year-old I was, approached them afterwards, and I was like, "Hey, I have a mandolin. I like David Grisman. Can I play with you guys?" And Dave gave me 2 CDs, a Rounder Recording Artists compilation and a Bill Monroe CD. And it was like, I didn't even know who Bill Monroe was. I owned a mandolin. I didn't know. It's probably still apparent in my playing to most people that I don't know who Bill Monroe is, because I don't play very bluegrassy. That was it. The moment that changed the rest of my life. We became a band. We started playing that open mic every week. That turned into gigs. That turned into a bass player. That turned into touring in my 4Runner. That led to an Econoline van. That led to a 15-passenger van. That led to this RV thing. Now we're in a tour bus. The rest is history.
And now you're flying. Now you're flying to different countries and bringing fans with you. This is crazy.
Yeah, now we are international.
Yeah,
international.
We'll get to the green land known as Iceland in a minute, but it's funny about fanship, and having fans as a band, any kind of music, a lot of it dwindles off and dies. You remember like ska music and punk music? They had these fans that would go all, and now there's barely any shows.
I'm still here. I haven't died yet.
But you're not going.
I still like punk and ska.
You're not out there going to shows. The bluegrass.
What are you talking about? I'm not out there going to. Okay, anyway, we'll argue about this later.
Well, the bluegrass audience, they're really connected, man, and you've been able to keep them for all this time, man. Tell us your secret.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that Fish was the band for me, and I feel like I learned a lot about how to cater or nurture the relationship with the fan base. And a great example I like to always give is there's this show where Fish played Dark Side of the Moon, and we call it the hard lesson. If there's a show on the tour that people are skipping, you play your best show that night, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I missed it." So you're encouraging this mentality of never miss a show. Anything could happen. Special rewards, we play different sets every night. So people chase songs. We very intentionally will play songs that are related to where we are, current events. It's pretty normal these days for when an artist dies, like everybody's covering that artist that night or something. We do all that kind of stuff. So I think that's kind of real jam band ethos. And maybe that's the reason that our fan base is more loyal. That's who they are, more so than the bluegrass thing. But bluegrass is sort of what really attracted me to it. Is it's a real musician's kind of music. We have 4 soloists in our band, compared to a pop model where you listen to a song and there's maybe a guitar solo, maybe there's just an instrumental hook and not even a solo. For us, most of the time, not every song, most of the time, there's 4 solos. So if you're in this, like Fish, for example, and you want to watch Trey rip a 5-minute guitar solo, you have this capacity for music that's different than the person who just listens to traditional pop music. And I think we satisfy that for people, because there's a lot of instrumental improvisation, and it's, or like jazz, it's you play a jazz standard and you state the melody at the head, and then you riff on the theme for a couple minutes, and then you state the head again, and the song's over. So and in addition to that, what I was kind of saying as we started this conversation is I look out in the crowd at our shows, and I see people that I think I like them. I don't know them, so it's presumptuous, but I don't feel like some musicians, I think, maybe are a little alienated by their fan base. Their music doesn't necessarily attract the person that they are. I look out there and I see people having fun, and I'm like, I want to hang out with that guy after the show. He looks like a blast. Or look at that crew right there. They look cool. What about where are they going? I want to be their friends. I want to be a friend of most of my fans. I like them. I presume to. And when I am fans with so many of our fans. I'm married to a woman that I met at my shows. She came to see me and she was in the second row. We became friends and now we're married. So I think that that's probably really valuable. I don't know a lot of bands or musicians that are on the other side of that. I know that it exists, but I think that there's a community thing that happens with our band that it's not forced. Like our fans become friends. I see people out in the crowd who I know. I love it when this happens. I'll be looking out there and I see my friend, and he's standing next to this other person I know from somewhere else, and I know they don't know each other. And by the end of the night, they're high-fiving, and I'm like, hey, did you meet that person next to you? And they're like, yeah, we met. I got his number, and we're going to ride to the show together tomorrow. And that is such a cool thing. Like, music brings people together, yes. But like when I can witness that from the stage, like I'm getting goosebumps just telling you guys about it right now. And that is the really powerful thing that we can do for people. Service.
That's like magic. That's absolute magic, I think, when you can see that happen.
I just love it. I love it.
Well,
I got a question for you, because you brought it up. The versatility of your band is one of the things that really struck me, and this is true of a lot of jam bands, but not of like, rock or pop acts. You go out there, and when you go on tour, you have to have 100 songs prepared. It's not just your 18 or 15 song set list that you're just playing over and over every night. You got to be ready to play just a ton of different stuff, right? It's not like just going in, preparing 15 songs, playing that for 6 months. It's like going in, preparing 100 songs, and then, you kind of figure out what your set list is that night.
That's correct. We, our catalog is hundreds of songs deep. So, there's staples that we do about like 3 to 5 shows with no repeats, usually on a tour. And then as we start to use songs again, there's songs that fall on the top of the list, but like every night includes a couple songs that we maybe will only play once per tour or once per year. So we rehearse every night. In our younger days, we didn't. I think our memories were better and our catalog was smaller, and our ambition came from a different place of energy. But we rehearse the set list every night. We skip the stuff we know real well, but we also work on transitions every night too. So we'll build these like ideas, like how about if we tie these songs together this way? And some of those things will never happen again. But you're right. We do have to carry a lot of material in our head. I have to remember just a cosmic ton of lyrics. It's insane.
Oh yeah, no, totally. The last question for you. Do you ever try to surprise your band members by when you're just playing? Do you just scream out like, hey, all right, banjo solo, and just like hope Michael just picks it up, or like dobro solo, without even telling them that it's coming?
I think the answer there is no. In jams,
organized chaos.
In jams, that kind of happens. Like, sometimes we just create stuff on the fly. So, depending on what the texture is, it's usually a look. We do a lot of very visual cueing on stage, head nodding, and
you're like sitting over there winking over at Dave. Dave's like, what the heck's going on, man? Why are you winking?
Oh, he knows. He knows what's up. He's like, it's now my time to shine. Well, you're on your way to a different land. Are you an international band, Greensky Bluegrass, or is it mostly national?
We are now. I just got back from Australia.
Oh no way! Where at? I just read that Melbourne is now Australia's largest city, and it beat out Sydney. So, which one did you go to?
We played in Byron Bay, kind of a beach town.
Nice
festival, and then we also played in Melbourne. And I friggin' love Melbourne, man. I really, really enjoyed that city a lot. It is cool. It's modern. The buildings are friggin' cool. The food was amazing. It's clean. It's beautiful. I really, really liked Melbourne. I want to go back.
Now, did you guys survive falling out of the high rise that was on fire? Did you make it out of that? And
What?
How was it?
Oh, the pictures from Australia. Oh,
How
these are
was it
great.
surfing with dolphins?
Okay. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
We
That
jet
hippo,
skied
man,
with
looks scary, man. That hippo.
that we decided to do that for
What is
fun.
that? Some
And
immersive thing over there?
it was like a 3D immersive interactive art museum thing. Apparently they're all over the world. And we were looking for something to do, and that we were really close to this like modern art museum that we rode by on bikes and we thought looked really cool, but it was about to close. And this immersive thing was open longer. So we went to it. And it ended up being in a mall. A really cool mall, mind you. They had like a Ferris wheel, very similar to the one that Atlanta has downtown. There was like laser tag in there, and there was some other like psychedelic art thing that we didn't have time to do. But we got to that photo thing, and we were like, I don't know, is this cool? It's like
Oh man, no,
there are all these like
it's
3D art things, and you stand in it tells you where to stand, and tells you how to take the photo, and it shows you how to pose for it and stuff like that.
Oh, they're so fun.
There were a lot of children in there, and you know,
Was that the wildest thing you did there?
it was silly for sure. We were laughing at ourselves a lot, like, but it was fun.
I would hope so.
We rode line bikes around town all day, so we kind of saw the whole town, and that was one of the things we did. And we had several really amazing meals. Asian cuisine in Australia is on point. I mean, I guess
that's what I've
closer
heard.
to Asia than we are, so I'm not sure how that helps, but.
So when you were there, did you drive? Were you able to road trip a little bit?
We did a little bit of traveling via car. I did not drive. They drive on the other side of the road down there, like right. The English do. Was even confusing for biking. You know, like making a right turn. Making a right turn is like a left turn. It's confusing. Even crossing the street's hard. You have to remember, like, it's so ingrained.
Look the other way.
Walking down the sidewalk was complicated. I kept running into people because my nature was to go to their right.
Right.
It was a really great time. But yeah, we're going to Iceland in June too. We're hosting an event there.
Now that's insane. Now, I wonder how they drive there in Iceland. Do you know anything about the culture out there?
I think they drive on the right side of the road there.
Yes, they do.
We're gonna do some camper vanning while we're there. Also, do a little recreating.
Yay! Go to some fjords.
Fjords, hot springs, volcanoes. I think a big secret to the success. It's not a secret, but a credit to our success for this long too is that we all still genuinely enjoy traveling. Like we're tourists at heart too, and the international stuff's been really fun because. I've been to New York City so many times with the band. I still enjoy being a tourist in New York City, but it's great to go somewhere new and experience it. I'm really excited. Australia, they like the memories from Australia. The sets were fun. The festivals were fun. Yeah. But like the touristing we did is the stuff that's going to stick with me for a really long time.
It sounds like you guys are friends and you can travel well together because you guys have like the same interests. You want to go kind of see the same kind of
each other for 25 years or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. So when do you go there? When does that start? Pretty soon, huh?
It's the first weekend in June.
Oh, man, is it wintertime there? I know nothing about it.
No, it's going to be summer, man. It's going to be there. The sun's going to go down at like, I don't know, 11 p.m. when they're there. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, man, it sounds like a lot of fun. Well, okay, so huge success. Thank you for coming on the program today, Paul Hoffman from Greensky Bluegrass. Let's leave them hanging with some tunes, man. Can we play a couple of jams? Can you pick 2 songs that we can play right now?
Yeah, sure. Maybe play Stress Dreams, the title of our new title track from our most recent record. I think it's a good indication that we're more than a bluegrass band. It's kind of this like, it's almost like prog rocky. It's interesting.
Nice. I like that.
And then maybe play Living Over. That's an older one that I wrote. It's kind of bluegrassy and but it also has some like electric dobro tone in it. That's pretty cool. He played through a Marshall stack for that solo, like the same thing that Jimi Hendrix played through, like in this big open room. So the dobro, it's like controlled feedback kind of thing. It's pretty sweet.
All right, Paul Hoffman from Greensky Bluegrass. Before we go, one final question. And I ask this question to every band member I come across, whether I bump into them on the highway or at the club. And here is the question. Would you rather get into a battle to the death with 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? A battle to the death, Paul Hoffman.
I'll take the horse-sized duck, one of them.
It's going right for it, huh?
Yeah, 100 sounds like a lot to deal with.
Get overrun.
I mean, even with a baseball bat or any kind of weapon, 100 sounds like a lot. Power and numbers, strength in numbers, right?
I think so. I mean, they are ducks, though. I mean, 100 of anything will get you. But that's a big duck that you're battling there, fighting. I think you could take it, though. All right, Paul. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Good luck in Iceland.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. It's been fun chatting.
I've been waking up tired. I've been working for hours and I'm missing the mark for my day even start. Well, my boy cries to me in the dark. Try to stretch it out slowly, but you start the day knowing that it ends in my bed, soaked in sweat. All these wheels still turning in my head. Exhaustion, see what it's done to me. Not the man I used to be. I went to the great lengths to relent and give myself to rest. No love facing these endless days, half awake at best. It's harder to keep my gaze off the floor when rest isn't restful anymore. As if my mind is not racing the length of the day. Oh Lord, take these stress streams away. tired. I've been working for hours and I'm missing the mark before my day even starts. My boy cries to me in the dark, trying to stretch it out slowly to start the day knowing that it ends in my bed, soaked in sweat, all these wheels still turning in my head. It's harder to keep my gaze off the floor when rest isn't restful anymore, as if my mind is not racing for the length of the day. Oh Lord, take these stress dreams away.
Same song that we keep riding, it will keep us honest. At least so I'm hoping. Yeah, speaking of honest, I lie down with strangers when I'm dreaming. I lie about drinking, I lie about dreaming. I've just been sleeping off this weight. Don't take chances to keep us alive. The chances looking slim. Maybe we'll die, you know, maybe we'll living over and over again. What if you do wrong so long that it feels right? What if two is too many to fight? Are you gonna be a rich girl for all your life? Give up your sense of truth for tonight? It's gonna take chances to keep us alive. Chances looking slim. Maybe we'll die, you know, maybe we'll live over and over and over and over again. add more hands and a whole lot of insight to fix up this mess. I insist you right, and a little bit of alimony to leave behind for all my loved ones that I believe in. It's gonna take chances to keep us alive, but chances looking slim. Oh, baby, you would die, you don't make you live.